Well, Season 19 is just around the corner, with it all kicking off on the 6th of December 2022. Now, this is the final season of the Witch Queen expansion, and Bungie, they're going to want to make it a good one as we lead into the Lightfall expansion in February 2023. Today, I'm going to look through everything that we know so far, including information related to that new dungeon. We've got weapons, crucible, sandbox, economy, raid weapon crafting, and also speculate on where the story may go. Well, first of all, let's start out with the things that we know, and one of those things is the new dungeon that is coming to Destiny 2. The last dungeon we had was Duality, and that was from Season of the Haunted, focusing on Keitel and Callus. We don't yet know the theme of the dungeon in Season 19, but we do know it's going to launch at reset time on Friday, the 9th of December, 2022, and if this is like other recent dungeons like Grasp of Avarice and Duality, then we're going to get a host of new and returning weapons, and maybe even an exotic at the end. Well, talking about weapons, next up, let's have a look at weapons leaving. So we've got a few weapons rotating out of the loot pool next season, and they include... So in Iron Banner, we've got Forge's Pledge, that is a pulse rifle, and Reese Walker, that is a shotgun, and at the time of publishing, we do have about 48 hours of Iron Banner left this season, so if you want either the Forge's Pledge or the Reese Walker shotgun, go out there and get them right now. Well, in Trials of Osiris, Aisha's embraced the Scout Rifle and Reed's regret the Linear Fusion Rifle. Those two are going away. In terms of the Nightfall weapons, Silicon Aroma, that is a sniper rifle, and Duty Bound, that is an auto rifle. Those ones are also going away as well. Hopefully, we're going to see plenty of new weapons added as part of next season. We should have 2 new Nightfall weapons. Well, with 2 Nightfall weapons rotating out, we'll likely see some more D2 weapons coming back. I would love to see spare rations, but to be honest, we don't have a shortage of 140 hand cannons. Well, let me know in the comments or on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast which weapons you want to see come back. Well, next up we've got Crucible. So Iron Banner is set to rotate in a new game mode. So this season it's been all about Eruption, and that has been much better for the game mode rather than Rift. I think next up we got Iron Banner Fortress, and Bungie did a massive Crucible post this week at Bungie this week. So go over to bungie.net. Or you can check out my dedicated video to those changes on YouTube, and you can just search up This Week in Video Games. Bungie are likely to keep tweaking and changing SBMM in Control, plus we've got that rework coming to the competitive plays. We're going to have a true ranked playlist, so it's really unbelievable. After 8 years of Destiny, we're finally getting a true ranked playlist. So really, really exciting stuff. Next up, we've got Deepstone Crafting. Well, in Season 19, we're going to be able to craft Deepstone Crypt weapons, which is very exciting, given they are some of the better weapons in the game. We've got the shotgun and the sniper in particular are really, really good. So Deepstone Crypt will have a chance at dropping craftable versions of the weapon, with Bungie saying this in their recent update. Well, each encounter has a chance to drop a deep sight version of raid weapons, and players may purchase one per week from the final chest after defeating Taniks. When Deepstone Crypt is the featured raid of the week, encounter drops are uncapped. That means you can run a full raid and each encounter multiple times, hunting for deep sight weapon drops. Also, we've got big changes coming to the economy. Planetary materials that have been in Destiny since 2014, they are all going to be removed, and here is a list of everything that is leaving. So Dustlight Shards, Microphasic Data Lattice, Helium Filaments, Byron Bell, Spin Metal Leaves, Glacial Stalwart. So Rahul is going to be offering 5,000 Glimmer for stacks of destination materials, so 5,000 for 20 or 250 each. If you're like me and you've got plenty of these, make sure to get rid of them at Rahul before the start of Season 19. Next up, we've got some sandbox changes. So we've got major changes coming to abilities, bringing the intensity of abilities down in PvP, whilst maintaining their effectiveness in PvE. So here's the headlines for all the abilities. So Solar, Restoration Space Healing is being reduced. At times 1, that means reduced from 25 to 20. At times 2, from 40 to 32.5. And it's going to no longer stack with the Healing Rifts. So with Void, improvements are coming to Void Overshields, which have a bug, and Bungie are buffing them to 50% rather than 25%. Nova Bombs are going to get a buff too, with the projectile speed increased by 21%, and the radius and inward pull by 17%. In terms of arc, Storm Grenades are getting a big nerf, and with Stasis, Bungie wants to buff Stasis, but not make it as oppressive as when it first came out. In terms of seasonal events, we should have 2 seasonal events in Season 19, with the Dawning, the holiday event in Destiny 2 where the tower is covered in snow, and we get to bake cookies for our friends. It's always a fun time, plus now it's going to contribute towards the Reveler seal, which tracks all events. And hopefully, Bungie is going to make this one a little bit less grindy than Festival of the Lost, but I doubt they've had time to correct things, to be honest. We should be also getting Moments of Triumph, which is the end of year celebration where we get to have a look back at what we've achieved throughout the year. Well, next up we got the exciting bit, so that leaves us with the story, and this is the final season of the Witch Queen, which is going to lead us into Lightfall, and we know from the trailers that Lightfall is set on Neptune, so it's likely sometime in the season we're going to find out how to get there. Well, after the Witch Queen campaign, we got a message on the investigation board on Mars. It said, new intel awaits you on the evidence board, and the report includes a note to Ikora. So according to this, before infuriating Yuga Sundown, Rasputin killed all protection measures in place for human colonies and settlements. There's a big list of codenames for the Moon, Mars, Earth, the Exodus ships, etc. But Rasputin also refers to a place called Nefeli Stronghold. No record of that in any of our databases, forwarding to AB for a cross-reference. And the follow-up message from Anna Bray brings up more questions than it answers. So no hit on Nefeli Stronghold in any of Rasputin's records. Can't even find the original transcript you're quoting, and if it's real, someone removed all traces of it, and if they did it so cleanly, I'd suspect Rasputin himself. Well, the last time we heard about Rasputin was in Season of Arrivals, when he was shut off by the arriving pyramid ships. Anna did her best to save him, and put him in an engram for safekeeping, perhaps to transfer him into an exo body at a later date, and hopefully that's going to happen in Season 19. With Rasputin safely inside an engram, the knowledge that we've got somewhere called Nefeli Stronghold, that could be the clues to the new dungeon coming in Season 19. Nefeli's translated means goddess of the clouds, and Stronghold is a place that is fortified to protect it from attack, and we know that Lightfall is going to focus on a city on Neptune called Neomuna, and that is hidden in the clouds on Neptune, plus they got the Cloud Striders, which are like guardians, they are like modified humans. So given Rasputin deleted all traces of Nefeli's Stronghold, it's likely we're going to have to consult with Anna Bray and perhaps remove Rasputin from his engram and put him into an exo body. It could be that Rasputin has some weapons in there be useful for our fight against the Witness. So we've been gathering allies all over the past few seasons, and Rasputin and Anna Bray would definitely be powerful allies. I can see the story focusing on Rasputin, and sometime throughout the season his AI transferred from the engram and put into their exo body. Much like Aldrin Sov was originally supposed to be called the Crow, and then that happened in the game, Rasputin was supposed to have an exo body, but we never saw that happen. Looking at the Lightfall marketing material, we can also see Osiris, so at some point this season I imagine Osiris is going to wake up and help us on our travels to Neptune. I also wouldn't be surprised if we saw a major death this season as we move into Lightfall. However, that last bit is pure speculation. Now, if we do get a season focused around Rasputin, that leaves room to bring back some great weapons and armour, including the Seraph weapons and the Ikelos weapons. It'd be great to see an origin trait for these weapons and bring them in line with modern weapons in the game. All the Ikelos weapons are great. We could even see the return of Warmind cells, and while they were phased out in favour of Charge with Light mods and Elemental Wells, it's really good to see them come back and see how they fit in the modern sandbox. Well, that is all I've got for everything we know about Season 19 in Destiny 2. Well, as always, thank you so much for watching, and for more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. Or you can check me out on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. Well, if you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you soon.